2 points for Illinois is Eric Siebert, the #1 seed, the Fighting Illini, 35-0. He's in the blue uniform, and on the top, in the gold uniform of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, is Chad Kraft, the 3rd seed. Siebert with a 2-0 lead here with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the opening period.
Siebert, a nice single leg to Chad Kraft's left leg, and he scored, but Kraft rolled his ankle at the start of the first period, and he's in pain. Siebert broke a rib and tore up some cartilage at the Big 12 tournament and had to default out, took a medical. The Big 10 tournament took a medical out of that. Hadn't wrestled until he got here at the national tournament. So you're looking at 2 wrestlers here who both are carrying injuries, but it looks as though Kraft's right foot is really bothering him. Doesn't look like he can push off of it very well, and certainly when it comes to defending yourself on your feet, he's going to be vulnerable.
Well, this is very typical of guys who have made it this far at the NCAA championships. You see the right ankle of that man, Chad Kraft. And take a look exactly what happened. It was on a shot on Eric Siebert, and watch the right ankle of the Chad Kraft right there. He threw his own weight down on it and rolled it.
That's an inversion roll. That roll to the inside, that's a lot more damaging than a roll to the outside, and it seems to be really slowing him down, and he's wincing each time he gets up on that.
The score is 2-0. Eric Siebert from Illinois on top of Minnesota's Chad Kraft here at 150 pounds, a halfway point in the NCAA championships. Cleveland State University. Lon McCarron along with Jeff Blatnick. Glad you could join us for this year's championship. Siebert now trying to get control behind Kraft. Kraft with the escape point, but he limps away from it.
Big point, though, on the board now. Head coach Jay Robinson, Minnesota, shouting encouragement. He'd love to see his athlete win, move the team into 2nd place. Mark Johnson, head coach of Illinois.
And Siebert goes right through Kraft and gets 2 points for the takedown. Much the way we saw Teague Moore take down David Morgan to start this whole tournament off, his head first and bowled him over.
Siebert very powerful and explosive. His own good double leg there, keeping foot drive going. Once he made contact with Kraft's legs, took him right down.
Concern on the face of Minnesota's head coach Jay Robinson with his man Chad Kraft, the 3rd seed in the tournament, trailing 4-1 to Eric Siebert from Illinois.
Minnesota had a great consolation round yesterday, putting themselves right in the thick of things. Kraft, one of the semifinal winners, helping in that effort.
Another escape point for Kraft.
Let's see if he can defend himself now. He really has had a problem setting up to defend Siebert's shots.
That was Mark Johnson, the head coach from Illinois. Final 10 seconds of the opening period at 150 pounds for the national championship. You see Kraft really favoring that right leg. And that is the end of the first period. Chad Kraft trails Eric Siebert 4-2. ESPN2 presents the Brazil World Tour, presented by Nike, Wednesday, 2:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. In an attempt to prepare for the World Cup, the Brazilian national team takes on the world. Next up, Germany. Germany and Brazil won the last 2 World Cups. This should prove to be an outstanding matchup. 4-3, Eric Siebert leads Chad Kraft of Minnesota as we begin the 3rd period of action here. Cleveland State University NCAA Men's Wrestling Championships. Kraft in the gold of the Golden Gophers, and blue for Illinois' Eric Siebert.
Single leg by Siebert, nearly scored. Chad Kraft's right ankle looks bad. Looking at Mark Johnson, head coach of Illinois, that's Jim Zaleski. There's Jim Heffernan there, former Iowa wrestler. I just happened to see John Heffernan, his brother, who coaches over at St. Ed's, who won the team title in the Ohio High School tournament.
Congratulations to them. The torn cartilage in the rib of Siebert does not seem to be a factor so far.
And there you could see Kraft could not get a good penetration step to get under Siebert. He's basically falling forward and reaching, and that's not going to do it for him. He needs to take that penetration step to get his hips underneath Siebert so he can have a good leg attack.
Final minute of the third period now, and it has 2 minutes of riding time for Siebert. That will guarantee him a point at the end of the match. So it's actually 5-3, and Kraft still needing a takedown to tie this match up.
It's definitely 5-3. There's no way he can get rid of that riding time. He needs to score big. Look for Kraft now to try to get tight to Siebert, try to lock him up near the upper body. Try something funky, a trip, maybe even a throw. But trying to do it from the outside with a shot doesn't look good from now. At this point, simply because he hasn't been able to do that good step. There again, falling forward on his knees. It's not going to do it. Give Siebert credit as well. He had a torn rib, and he's been able to go through this entire tournament. Backing up, he got warned for stalling. And it was that explosive double in the first period, right after Kraft sustained that ankle injury, that set the tone for this match, putting Siebert up, and he's controlled since.
Kraft attempts a shot, but he is controlled by Siebert. Final 10 seconds now of this match, and Eric Siebert appears to be on his way to a national title at 150 pounds. Something big and something quick needs to happen for Kraft.
Not going to get it. That's going to do it.
2-point takedown for Eric Siebert at the end of this match, and he will win it with riding time by a score of 7-3. Illinois' #1 seed Eric Siebert, a senior, closes out his career with a national title at 150 pounds. Quite a gutsy tournament for Siebert, tearing that cartilage in the first round of the Big Tens 2 weeks ago. He still won a match after that at the Big Tens. Took a medical break out of that tournament and then came through with 5 straight wins here at Cleveland State, and a big hug of congratulations from his coach, Mark Johnson. Back with more at the Cleveland State University Convocation Center, 158 pounds. The final wrestler for Oklahoma State will be on the mat. Stay with us.